Hello, fine people of the internet. Um, I'm going to do part two of the 30-day vinyl challenge. Part one was 2 years ago.
Bit of a delay in between.
Bit of a delay in between. So just to kind of bring you up to speed on what it was 2 years ago, I went 30 days without buying any records, not going to any thrift stores, not buying a single record for 30 days. And just kind of digging back into my collection and pulling some records off the shelf and kind of really examining what I have and um, using this as a forum to show off good records for everybody to put on their radar, I guess.
Yeah.
So one thing I am not going to do is show any of the 30 records that I showed last year or 2 years ago. So I did a quick list here. So just to remind you the records that I'm not going to show you again. In no particular order. Revolver, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Maggot Brain, Cripple Crow, Tago Mago, Brazilian Fuzz Bananas, Surf's Up, Velvet Underground and Nico, Grateful Dead self-titled, Canto Veloso self-titled, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, Songs of Love and Hate, Odessa, Genesis self-titled, Sunshine Superman, In Search of the Lost Chord, The Harder They Come soundtrack, At Folsom Prison, Clockwork Orange soundtrack, there's Satanic Majesty's Request, There's a Riot Going On, Mr. Fantasy, Desire, Farewell to the First Golden Era, John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers, Love Chronicles, The Mad Dogs, The Englishmen, and Joe Cocker, Surrealistic Pillow, Astral Weeks, and The Who Sell Out. So those were the 30 albums which I thought were worth everyone's attention. So this year we're going to do it a little bit different. Sam's going to show one and I'm going to show one. So we are going to give you overall, if you look at both, with the 60 total videos, 90 albums that deserve our stamp of approval. So
we should get a stamp made. Mark and Sam approved.
There you go. So without further ado, Sam's going to show her first pick, day number one.
Day number one. Day number one pick. T-Rex. The Slider. I love Mark Bolan. My favorite tracks on here are, let's say, Spaceball Ricochet, Main Man, the title track, The Slider, and I bet you couldn't guess the last one.
No idea.
Telegram Sam.
Telegram Sam.
So,
Purple Pie Pete.
It's good.
It's a really good album. So this kind of came out same time as, I think Born to Boogie came after that. So
Born to Boogie, the
sort of a
documentary. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Tis good.
If you're a T-Rex fan.
Everybody should watch it.
And what's a little nugget of trivia that you can give us about the record?
The photographs on the front and back were taken by none other than Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr. Awesome.
You should do this really. It's like a flip book.
If you do it really fast,
yeah,
it's like
I'm not that quick.
Perfect. So
and that's it. That's my pick.
That's your pick.
This one.
Nice and quick.
Nice and quick.
So mine is. I can't believe I'm already using this band as number one, but this record has kind of been in my head. A couple of the tracks have been kind of singing in my head, so that's why I sort of grabbed it. But the Byrds. This is Untitled. It is a double album, a double gatefold album, and it's sort of takes the template, sort of the same thing that Wheels of Fire did with Cream, where they did one album that was all live stuff and the other was a studio sort of thing. Of course, this is a later Byrds album. Roger McGuinn is the only member of the Byrds from the original group that's with it, but Clarence White, Gene Parsons, Skip Batton. It's really probably one of my favorite later Byrds albums. I mean, I think this is probably their post, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, sort of probably the best one that kind of come out. Some of the other ones are a little patchy. I think this, The Ballad of Easy Rider, I think either comes before this one or after this one. I can't remember offhand. But the first album is, they kind of do, of course, Dylan, they do the Positively 4th Street, which is the only place where you can kind of get that cover from the Byrds. Nashville West, which became a later Byrds staple, which is just an insane. If you're a guitar player, it's like a guitar player. Obviously, Gene Parsons is no relation to Graham Parsons, but Gene Parsons and Clarence White, they created a guitar sort of sound. It's called a B bender, which you sort of bend the neck of the guitar and it bends the string for you. So it sort of created a sound for them. But Nashville West is just amazing. So you want to be a rock and roll star, Mr. Tambourine Man, Mr. Spaceman, and a whole side of 8 Miles High, which is like almost 18 minutes or something like that. The studio tracks, Chestnut Mare, Truck Stop Girl, Take a Whiff, You All Look Alike, really great songs. They're later Byrds, more kind of the more, it's not really the jangly Byrds, but more sort of the power guitar kind of country rock sound. So this is a great album. If you don't have it, definitely get it. Same with T-Rex the Slider. Highly recommended. There you go. That's day one, and we will see you tomorrow.